Yo, yo. Ha ha. Yeah. I thought I was going to show up late, didn't you? Come on, man. Come on, man. What's good with y'all? Hope everybody's doing well. Happy Thursday. We got a lot going on. Welcome to the first live stream of That's Highly Debatable. Yeah, we got something going on for a long time. They've been trying to get me to do a little more at the fan, and I always turned it down because, uh, you know, I'm humble. I, I didn't quite think that, not only did I think I was like really fully dedicated to, doing more than just pit basketball, but, like my heart was in other things, but with, my kids getting older, the load is getting a little lighter. So I'm like, why not, man? This is one of the best cities to talk sports. Everywhere I go, whether we talking Steelers, Pitt football, the debate between the football teams, the basketball programs, the runs that Duquesne had in the past, Robert Morris. Man, it's just, the Penguins. Sports is what this town does. That's what this city do. So I feel like, why not, hop out here, do a little something, kick it with the people also. I feel, one of the big reasons why I listen to sports radio is just to hear the call-ins. You know what I'm saying? So I like to do some face-to-face action with some people, do excuse me, take some live calls and things of that nature just to kick it. You know what I'm saying? How y'all feel about that? I'm excited. I'm excited. So, with no further ado, man, we're gonna get right into it. The Steelers is about to start. Big Ben retired. Feel like he's been playing forever. And what are we gonna do? We have three guys fighting for this position. Now, before I tell you who I believe should be the starting quarterback, let me get into I have to give y'all the reasons. I don't want to just throw it out there. I want to make my case first and then tell you who I feel like the right quarterback should be. All right. So last year we had one of the worst, the Steelers. When I say we, I'm talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm a Steelers fan, so you got to bear with me when I say we. I've been doing this since back in Buffalo. You ask about me. All right. So the offensive line isn't the greatest. I think that's the first thing we have to discuss. Let me see. We got Moore, Dotson, Cole, Daniels, Okafor. All right, that's the projecting starters. And Moore is in his second year. Ben, you're not coming out here with an experienced quarterback. Najee is that guy. He should help in relieving some of the pressure because when you can run the ball, it makes it a little easier, play action, all those things. We know that. And I feel like the receiving core is definitely solid. Is it bailout solid though? So what I mean by bailout, I mean like, I could throw that thing to Randy Moss. Like anybody could throw that thing to Randy Moss in his prime. You know, I don't think you have to be that great to find him or that kind of talent. You know what I'm saying? Do we have a guy? I know Johnson just signed his extension, but do we have a guy that is really that elite, like that type of in that tier of elite? And I'm gonna have to say no. I think all of these guys are solid. I think they're actually better than solid. But are these guys that kind of elite to where plugging in maybe a rookie quarterback, he can still flourish with these pieces around him? And again, it still brings me back to the offensive line. So, because this inexperienced, oh, And how about the system and the scheme? Big Ben is not back here anymore. His skill set is a lot different than these other guys. So if we're going to come out here with the kind of package that we had put together for Big Ben, I'm already going to anticipate neither of these quarterbacks flourishing in that system because they just ain't got those kind of games and that kind of experience under their belt. I don't know in regards to accuracy if they're going to get rid of it that fast. Even though one of Ben's strengths was holding on to it and extending the play. But, so with all that being said, this is difficult. I think Mason has an advantage if we're rolling out the same scheme. He's been here already. He should know the plays. He should know the system. If that's the case, he should be, in my opinion, if that's what we're rolling out, Mason should be hands down the starter, strictly off of that. Now, if you get outperformed in camp, then, man, you did it to yourself. But as a guy who's been here playing behind Ben, he should be familiar. I would give him the leg up. Now, if this line don't turn out to be average, let's say, and we need a guy to extend the play, Trubisky is going to have to be that boy. I feel like he's agile enough. I think he has enough experience and have seen these things before to where I would want to lean towards him. But then you have the fact that you spent a first round draft pick on a quarterback. And if I do that, I want to just let this man go out here. Like, is it in us to go out here and kind of deal with the bumps in the road that he's going to have to take to become the quarterback that he could by playing? Because this is a different situation. This is not Aaron Rodgers playing behind Brett Favre, where he can really learn something from the guy playing ahead of him. Can we honestly say that Kenny playing behind these guys, he's going to learn a hell of a lot more than if he just was playing? I think he would learn more by actually playing than he would playing behind these guys. No disrespect to them. That's just how I feel. So I think it's a tough decision. I know that, the coaches are going to want them to go out there and figure it out on a field. But I don't know. It's a lot of things to weigh in on. Y'all let me know. Why don't we hit the lines? Y'all tell me what you think. I'm still torn. Like, I'm serious. I can make a case for all three of these guys, and I wouldn't be mad at any of them. If I had to really, if you made me pick somebody today, I would pick Mitch because I don't think he was that bad in Chicago. I feel like Chicago is just really dysfunctional. And, it's just another one of those franchises that can't seem to get out of their own way. And can you really blame a guy? But he just came from Buffalo too. So, I mean, being there, watching Josh do his thing, he had to pick up some things. So, I don't know. What are you going to do? This is tough. I mean, Nish, what you think? What you got? You want to say something, Nish? We got Nish on the producing side of things today. Let's see. She's been a Steeler fan all her life. I'm gonna unmute her just to see what she got to say about this. What you got to say, Nish?
Thanks for putting me on the spot. Appreciate it. But I just don't know about Mason.
You don't know about him. You don't have no faith in Mason?
I just don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, yes, he's played enough, when Ben was out, when he was hurt. But and he did a fairly decent job. I'm not really necessarily taking anything from him, but
he hasn't shown you enough.
No, he hasn't shown enough. I was definitely a Big Ben fan. But he's produced, so he deserved it. So honestly, I really don't know. I mean, I would like to see Pickett just because, I met him and he's a hometown guy.
You gotta get out of see, no, she gotta go now. You see how the ladies make decisions, man, because I met him. You see what I mean? So listen, I'm with the Pickett. The one thing I'll tell you this. You know, everybody. I don't want to say everybody, but some guys. I don't want to really throw his name out here, but my guy Andrew. I don't really want to throw him out there like that. But he got like a man crush on this guy, and I get it. You know, when he breaks it down, he makes a lot of sense. But here's the thing, man. Like that's putting a lot of pressure on this young man. And I know like yeah, but he's drafted in the first round, and he's supposed to have the pressure, and he's supposed to do this, but he ain't Peyton Manning coming out of college. You know what I'm saying? He's not those quarterbacks that you was talking about going in a top 5, even top 10. He was not that guy. So let's be clear about let's be honest about what we're talking about here. And I feel to act as if he is one of those, and then when he come out here and have these expectations and don't reach them, you know what I'm saying? I'm afraid of what that fall is going to look like. I'm afraid of what that's going to look like. So, call in. Let me know how you feel. The other thing is that, if these guys don't pan out, I'm afraid that this is going to become the Najee Harris show again. Okay. And I'm not feeling it. Like, I love Najee, but I'm not with, Najee's the only running back in the league to play 70% of the snaps. The only one. He played 83 of them. 83%. Only 5, I believe, running backs played 60%. So you got to think, man, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. He did a lot of work in his freshman season, in his rookie season. And we talking about the NFL. That's a lot to ask of a guy. We got to do this thing by committee, and we can't run this man into the ground. Not to mention what, if they load the block, then we still putting it back on. I mean, the box, we just putting it right back in the quarterback's hands anyway. But I mean, it's just a lot to take into consideration. Is that what you would want to do? Are you okay with Najee touching the rock as much as he did last year? Or do you feel like we need to scale back on his touches? Because this is our future. This is the Steelers' future. We can't run the man into the ground. And I mean, come on, he's a professional. I mean, he's not going to want to be run into the ground either. And then, once those contract times come around, we know how those go. And when a guy asks for his bread, and then after you didn't work him like you worked him, you can't be mad. You cannot be mad. You know what I'm saying? So, this is like a double whammy. I can see this playing out really well for us. And then I can also see it, going south. I mean, look at right now, I'm going to give it up to you right now. I got the Steelers going 9-8. After the Deshaun Watson news came out, I don't even know if I got 9-8 because, listen, we can make fun of the Browns all we want to. I think the Browns got a solid squad. And if he's playing after week 6, it's only going to take him a few weeks before he catches footing. And they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially with their running game. So I'm not too confident about that matchup. Cincinnati, man, Natty, we saw what Natty did last year. I don't see them really taking a step back. So what are we going to do there? And Baltimore, that's a rival. We could never. That's splitting that is kind of like something you expect every year, just because it's a rival. So I got them. Let me see. The first 2 I got dropping against Cincy and New England. I got them beating Cleveland and the Jets back to back, losing to Buffalo, Tampa Bay back to back games, beating Miami on the road. This Philly game, on the road, I got a loss. New Orleans, I have a loss. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive wins against Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Atlanta, Baltimore, Carolina, and the Raiders. then I have them losing back-to-back games against Baltimore and Cleveland. Because by then, I feel like Deshaun Watson will be back unless they overrule his situation and he's indefinitely suspended for at least a year. It's tough, man, and honestly, I feel like I'm reaching. But I'm not going to bet against Mike Tomlin having a winning season. He hasn't had a losing season yet. So why would I? That just sounds like a dumb bet to me. He figures it out. So why wouldn't I give him the benefit of the doubt until he shows me that I shouldn't? You know what I'm saying? Do we have a caller? Yes. Okay, hold on. Whenever you're ready, who we got? Whenever you're ready. Who we got? Who we got on the line right now?
Chris.
I can't hear.
Chris is on the line.
Chris. Well, we can't hear Chris, so you want to wait. Flag me down whenever we get it situated. All right. Nope. Wait, hold on. Chris, you there? What's going on, my brother?
Hey, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. What's that noise you got in the background now? All right, you're gonna have to get Chris together. We're gonna have to get our callers together. We still tightening things up on our end also, so it's not just you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is the kickoff. We're gonna get this thing going. We're gonna have a lot of fun out here. You know, Steelers starting, Pitt football, West Virginia, Penn State. Okay, she's flagging me down. Here she go. Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm on. I can hear you talking.
Oh, look at him. What's going on, man?
Hey,
Chris,
let
me ask you.
Call a long-time listener.
When it comes to these quarterbacks, which guy would you like to see? Did we lose him?
No.
Which guy would you like to see as a starting quarterback week 1?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, sir.
You know what? I'm conflicting on it. I definitely don't want to see Mason. He hasn't proven anything. You know, he's been backup and he's had the starting position for a little bit and he didn't do anything. You know,
so you don't think he showed you anything? I mean, Mason is also the biggest guy. Rudolph is the bigger quarterback. You don't think that matters at all?
I do, but you have to have a little bit more skill behind it too.
So are you saying? Go ahead.
I got somebody in the background like give the boy from Pitt chance.
Listen, I would have him. Listen, he's going to either be my 1 or my 3. That's how I feel. If he's not the starting quarterback, he's automatically my 3rd, just off of sheer inexperience. But if we're going to let him rock, you might as well go ahead and let him be the number 1.
And I'd rather him kind of sit back seat and, you know, see how everything works. Watch the show on your phone.
See, here's
I'd rather let him develop, you know, and learn the system instead of just throwing him to the wolves.
I hear you.
So I probably put Mitch ahead of him.
So so in regards to the chart, you have Kenny Pickett as the 3rd quarterback. Am I correct?
No, I have him as 2nd.
Second? Who you got at 3rd? Mason Rudolph. Huh?
Yeah, I got Trubisky at 1, Pickett 2, and then Rudolph at 3.
Okay, that's interesting. I appreciate your call, my guy.
Oh yeah, man. Anytime. Oh, and on the whole Najee thing, we don't have any other running backs, so we gotta run him. I hate it for him. I wish we had some more in the backfield, but he's the only one producing.
I think you have to have those calls waiting right there. I think you have to just go ahead and you still can't have the limit. The next guy coming off the bench is going to be, you know, the quality that you would like the backup to be, but you got to get him in a break. You can't work him to death, because that's just, the more he's out there getting touches and getting snaps, the more likely he is to end up not being available at all. And that, we definitely don't want to do that. Now, especially with the quarterback uncertainty, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I don't really like Pickett at 2, because it's like, okay, we're gonna get a job to the one guy, whether that's Trubisky or Rudolph, and then if he don't do well, then we're gonna throw Kenny out there. I mean, listen, right now Kenny is not a better quarterback than either one of them. He don't have the experience. Come on. I'm like, how many quarterbacks in a rookie season come out here and just get busy? I'm not jumping out the window like that. Okay, so maybe down the line he might turn out to be a better quarterback than both of them, but right now you can't convince me that he's the better one. Now, again, if we feel like, man, listen, if it's that competitive to where I'm scratching my head and I'm like, look, we putting the same guy out there either way it go, you know, like none of them are really. There's no real difference between either of them. I'm going with him. I'm going with Kenny. If they don't outplay him and make it, you know, no pun, not debatable, then I'm going with Kenny Pickett, because I want him to get the reps. We invested the first round in him. He's the future. It is what it is, and I don't feel bad about that. And I feel more comfortable letting him go out there in week 1 and 2 against Cincy and New England, and seeing how he do, and then being like, okay, I'm gonna put one of these other guys in. I feel better doing that than I do letting one of them go out here and fall flat and show me that they ain't ready, and then throwing him out there in a bad situation. But maybe, you know, he's the underdog. Maybe he's the underdog in that situation. So it's better. I mean, I guess it's the lens that, you know, it's the lens that you look at it through. We got somebody niche. Hold on one second. Just whenever you're ready. She working hard back there. Look at her. So yeah, you know, defensively we golden them. You know, I don't like losing Joe Hayden. That breaks my heart. You know, I really like Joe Hayden. You know, he's my kind of guy. Man, he's a true Steeler to me. Even though he came from the Browns, I couldn't. It was really hard to see a guy going from the Browns to the Steelers, but you know, he really fit in. And you know, I hate to see him go, but you know, our D looking solid. But again, if they're gonna be, if the other team, if we're on offense gonna go 3 and out every single time, they're gonna be on the field all day long. And it's only a matter of time. Again, it's reps with them. Are they gonna be able to be rested? Is the offense gonna be able to stay on the field long enough for these guys to be rested, or are they gonna be on the field all day long? They can't do it. They can't, you know, obviously we leaning on them to get stops for sure. And then the running game probably second. And then hopefully between that combination, you know, whoever playing quarterback can make some plays. And I'm sure they'll figure it out. I think some of these matchups is just not, you know, a good matchups. You know, like Philly, I don't think is a good matchup because you know, their offensive line, like they're gonna control that line. I think it's just gonna be tough. Like when we evenly matched against a team that's gonna be able to, I'm not gonna say bully, but you know, some teams is just good enough to where they're gonna get not busy, but they're gonna be able to score on our defense just because they're a good offense also. And then when we're in that situation, I think it's just gonna be hard. How is our offense gonna be able to keep up really? I think it's better when we're gonna be able to play ahead. If we can get the lead somehow and run the ball and rely on our D, we're in good hands. But we're gonna have to get there. Gotta cross that bridge. Yes, ma'am. We good? All right. Let's get to it. Who we got?
Dan.
Dan, what's going on?
What's up, Paige?
What's going on, my man? These is your boys. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let's go back to fall 2004. This is how it's all going to play out again.
Oh, so you saying that the young guy is going to go in there and have a 15-1? What they've been going that year? 15-1 was it?
Well, I'm not going to say he's Big Ben, but what I'm saying is he's not going to start the year.
Mhm.
You didn't sign Trubisky to not play him,
Mhm. So you
and
said
what did they rely on back then? They relied on their D. That's where we're at again this year. The D is going to carry the team as far as it's going to go. Does Trubisky eventually get hurt like Maddox did? Does he not play good? I don't know. But Pickett's going to be at 2, and if they got to throw him in at some point, they're going to throw him in. You're going to rely on the D, and you're going to rely on Naya. And where he finds his spots and picks his spots, whether it's Trubisky or Pickett, they find it, and that's how we go. The same way it was, I think, back then.
okay, let me ask you this question. Do you think this team, excluding a quarterback, is as good as that team?
You know, memory is hard to remember exactly where we were back then.
I can tell you this.
I don't know where the D was compared to the D back then, because you've got some new pieces you're filling in this year and that kind of thing. I would hope for the money that you put into the defense, they're as good.
Mm-hmm. Well, even offensively, I don't think that this team is as good as that team. That team was featuring Jerome Bettis, and I think
I mean, that's also revisionist history, to see what they went on and did and that kind of thing. I mean, I don't know that I'm going to put you at the level that team was, but I'm saying what the plan was of relying on the defense and the run game and getting the quarterback, the spots here and there, that kind of thing. I think that's got to be kind of the same kind of plan for this year.
I feel you. I hear you. I appreciate that, my man. Thanks for the call.
Of course, anytime.
You the man. I hear that argument. I hear that argument, but we are anticipating that either of these quarterbacks, but Kenny Pickett, particularly, is going to be as good as Big Ben. And to be just honest, quarterbacks don't have the career that Big Ben had. Most quarterbacks are not going to have the kind of career that Big Ben had. That is not happening. Okay, that is not happening. So that's a reach to say that a rookie is going to be the next Ben Rock. Like when they were saying, I can honestly say, I swear on everything I love. When they were saying that they were letting Brett Favre go because they had Aaron Rodgers, I was like, the Green Bay Packers are, I don't know what is going on. They clearly lost it. Why would they be willing to part ways with this dude for a guy who hasn't proven anything? And how wrong was I? I just think it's so far-fetched. I mean, I hope it happens, but it's just so incredibly far-fetched that a guy is going to live up to a resume like a Brett Favre's, the way that Aaron Rodgers did, or live up to what Big Ben was able to do here. But if listen, if he does, please do. I just think it's a long shot. But I hear you. That's a great point, though. I mean, so nobody really liking. What did Rudolph do to you guys? I don't think he's terrible. Am I missing something here? Can somebody come? Can we get a caller to defend Mason Rudolph? Do I have anybody out there that's feeling Mason Rudolph? Anybody? Somebody call in and make a case for Mason, because he was here already. It's not like he was just out there bombing. I'm not saying that he was, Frank Wright backing up Jim Kelly or anything like that. But he wasn't a bum. I know we got somebody out here that feel like the fact that he was playing behind Ben, know the system, 6'5", he don't look scary to me. You know what I'm saying? So in fact, when I first started having this discussion, I was putting him as my number one. Then I started to take everything else into consideration. If we're going to feature the running game, we talking play action. We need somebody that's going to be able to do that. And I think the best one to do that is going to be Trubisky. You know what I'm saying? I'm still leaning Mitch, Mason, Kenny as my 1, 2, 3. If not that, I'm going Kenny number 1, and I'm staying with Kenny. It's like if it's not in that order, I'm going Kenny, and I'm just going to rock with it and let him take his lumps. And Najee is only on year 2. Clay young still. Everybody's young. Receiving core young, running back young, quarterback young, rebuild the line young. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would be, and I would just take it on the chin. What would be wrong with that? Y'all would rather go 9-8 just to say that we didn't have a losing season and toil between these guys that probably ain't going to be here because Kenny should outplay them within the next 2-3 years anyway? Y'all rather do that? Or would y'all rather this man get his reps, maybe finish under 500, but end up getting him the experience that he need to be better within the next 2-3 years and everybody else maturing with him? Now, I know, the older guys are not going to like that. But even Fitzpatrick, like the team, I mean, the Steelers, I feel like they'd get younger. Like, they're getting younger quick. And that's what they needed to do. And, I mean, okay, let me ask this question then. Is winning now that important? Is winning right now that important? Because do we have a legitimate shot of winning the Super Bowl? I'm not saying tank. Come on, Steelers is not that kind of organization. I'm saying be competitive and go out there, but I think you can do that away without and be realistic with yourself. I just do. But I'm gonna move on from the Steelers because it is what it is. I got that off my chest. I have a lot more to talk about. This is, like I said, this is only the first running of this. I want to get a little bit into Pitt football because Pitt, West Virginia is coming up. And I'm feeling really good about this program. Yeah. And I'm not just the bandwagon guy. I got Pitt right here. I got What I got? Who I got? I got West Virginia here. I got Pitt here. I got Penn State here. I'm gonna start with this West Virginia. West Virginia fans, I feel for y'all. I really do. And I'm not cracking no jokes. I'm being serious. Y'all have one of the toughest schedules in college football, in my opinion. I have y'all going 4-8. And that's not being disrespectful. I just feel like y'all have a really tough schedule. Like, y'all gonna start out with the loss against Pitt. Y'all gonna win 3 straight. But then from there, so that's 3-1 right there. I got y'all starting out 3-1. Loss at Pitt, win against Kansas, win against Townsend, win against Virginia Tech. Yes, yeah. Y'all feeling good, burning couches, all that. And then Texas, Baylor, Texas Tech, TCU, Iowa State, Oklahoma, Kansas State, Oklahoma State. Y'all going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Y'all going 1-7 out of in those games right there. It's a wrap for y'all. I hate to say it. I hate to break that news to you. Penn State. Y'all looking real good, but y'all gonna lose to the usual suspects, man. Y'all can't get over the hump. Can't get over the hump. I got y'all down as a 9-3. Can't get over the hump, though. Michigan going to spank that cheek. Ohio State going to spank that cheek. And Michigan State going to spank that cheek. If y'all want to take that step, not to mention, hold on. Not letting y'all off that easy either, though. 5-0 last year to only finish 2-6 the rest of the year. What's up with that? What's up with that? 11-11 in the last 2 years. Come on now. What's going down? What's going down in State College? Too much of that shitty pizza y'all be eating down there. Y'all need to relax. Too much of it. You know what I mean? Too much of the atmosphere, taking it in. Too much of the hype and not enough production. I'm sorry, man. I'm just cracking jokes. It's all good. But listen, that's solid. And hope. Listen, I hope y'all do knock one of them off. I really do. Michigan, y'all got to get one of those. Michigan, Ohio States. Come on. And then you have the guys. I got Pitt going 10-2. And that's a home job. That's a home job right there, just so you know. I have one on here. I feel like it's questionable. I think this Tennessee game is a setup. You know, we got Tennessee last year. We coming off a really good season. West Virginia coming in is going to be a real intense atmosphere. We're going to come away with the win. You know, boys going to be walking around in Oakland with their chest poked out and all of that, feeling themselves. Think they could just come show up against Tennessee? You think you just going to come show up against Tennessee? And hold on. And then for the record, let's be clear. I said West Virginia has a tough schedule. I never said they were scrubs. Okay? They got homeboy, the journeyman, is what I'm going to call him, that was at, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Is it Daniels? That started out at USC, then went to Georgia. He can play. Okay, so it's not because, you know, they got players transfer, but they reloaded with some boys. I think the players that transferred to West Virginia are better than the players that they lost, with the exception of one wide receiver that they lost. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. With the exception of him, I feel like they actually got better through the transfer portal. So I understand we favored it in this game, but don't take that lightly. But with that said, I feel like the high of winning that rivalry, the backyard brawl, is going to have us. It could have us walking out there as if Tennessee just going to lay down, and that's not going to be the case. So although I have Pitt winning that game, I have to be honest and say I don't feel too comfortable about that one. I don't feel too comfortable about that one. But check this out. It's been fun. You tell me your picks. Leave them in the comments. Check me out. I'll be there. West Virginia, Pitt, September 1st. I'll be at the tailgates. I'll be moving around, shaking hands, hugging babies, all that. All right. It's been a pleasure. I thank everybody that came through. Really. Everybody that came through and showed love, I appreciate you. Even if it was just for 1 minute, I appreciate you. Until next time, salute.